The Panama Canal, a human-made marvel where two oceans meet, spanning 51 miles, 82 kilometers. This waterway revolutionized global trade, transforming months-long voyages into mere hours. But do you know the immense cost of making this dream a reality? The story of the Panama Canal began in 1881, with the French attempting to construct it under Ferdinand de Lesseps, the engineer behind the Suez Canal. However, the ambitious plan quickly fell apart due to rampant disease, harsh natural conditions, and corruption. In 1904, the United States took over the project, solving engineering challenges and tackling deadly diseases. After a decade of tireless work by thousands of laborers from around the world, the canal officially opened in 1914, a turning point in global trade history. However, beneath its success lies a tale of lost lives and political schemes that are seldom told. When the U.S. took over the Panama Canal project, it wasn't just about building a waterway, it was about establishing an unprecedented level of geopolitical control. In 1903, through the Hay-Bunau-Varilla Treaty, the U.S. secured full authority over the canal and the surrounding zone. This strategic move allowed the U.S. to project its economic and military power globally. Throughout the 20th century, the Panama Canal played a vital role in major conflicts. During World War II, it became a lifeline for military supplies and warships. In the Cold War, the canal served as a shield against Soviet expansion in Latin America. But such dominance came with pushback. For decades, Panamanians protested U.S. control, viewing it as an occupation and exploitation. Large-scale demonstrations in the 1960s and 1970s demanded the canal's return to Panama. Finally, in 1999, the U.S. formally handed over control of the canal. Yet America's legacy and influence remain deeply embedded. The Panama Canal isn't just a waterway, it's an economic goldmine. Every year, more than 14,000 ships carrying billions of dollars worth of goods pass through it. With transit fees averaging between $54,000 and over $300,000 per ship, the canal generates billions in revenue annually, making it a cornerstone of Panama's economy, contributing about 6% of its GDP. For global trade, the canal is a cost and time-saving lifeline. Instead of navigating the perilous and expensive journey around Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America, ships now take a much shorter, safer route through the canal. However, the big question remains: who truly benefits from this economic boon? Is it Panama, or are the real beneficiaries the multinational corporations and powerful nations that dominate global trade? Imagine this: the Panama Canal shuts down for just 1 week. What would happen? First, thousands of ships would be stranded, causing severe delays in global supply chains. Industries ranging from automotive to food production would face massive disruptions. For the global economy, the consequences would be catastrophic. Companies would be forced to reroute ships around Cape Horn, significantly increasing costs and transit times. Prices for oil and essential goods would skyrocket, fueling inflation worldwide. Furthermore, nations like the U.S. and China, heavily reliant on the canal for trade, would face unprecedented logistical challenges. In today's interconnected world, a disruption of this magnitude could spark a long-term economic crisis. The Panama Canal is not just an engineering marvel, it's the lifeblood of modern global trade. Handling approximately 5% of all global commerce, this waterway connects some of the world's largest economies and facilitates the seamless flow of goods across continents. For countries like the United States, the Panama Canal is a strategic artery. Approximately 70% of the goods that pass through the canal are destined for or originate from U.S. ports, making it critical to the American economy. From electronics and cars to everyday consumer goods, the canal ensures shelves remain stocked and industries keep running smoothly. China, the world's largest exporter, is another major beneficiary of the canal. Nearly 40% of its exports to the United States and beyond traverse this critical shortcut, saving time and reducing costs. Without the canal, Chinese goods would face longer transit times, higher costs, and potential delays, which could disrupt its dominance in the global supply chain. But the canal's significance extends far beyond these superpowers. For nations in Latin America, Europe, and Asia, the canal serves as a pivotal link that keeps their trade competitive and efficient. Countries like Japan and South Korea, major exporters of electronics and automobiles, rely heavily on the canal to reach markets in the Americas. Even smaller nations use the canal as a gateway to participate in the global economy. What makes the Panama Canal irreplaceable is its ability to reduce transit times and costs dramatically. Ships that would otherwise need to navigate the treacherous and time-consuming journey around Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America now save nearly 8,000 miles, 12,875 kilometers, of travel. This not only boosts efficiency but also reduces environmental impacts, as shorter routes mean lower fuel consumption and emissions. Yet with great reliance comes great vulnerability. Imagine a day without the Panama Canal. Global supply chains would grind to a halt. Vital commodities like oil, grain, and electronics would face significant delays, driving up prices and creating shortages. Shipping companies would be forced to reroute vessels through alternative, less efficient paths, compounding the logistical nightmare. This dependence underscores just how vital the canal is to the global economy. But it also raises a critical question. Can Panama, a small nation, shoulder the immense responsibility of maintaining this indispensable infrastructure? And what happens when external pressures, whether political, economic, or environmental, threaten its operations? The Panama Canal is much more than a waterway. It's a keystone in the architecture of globalization. If it falters, the ripple effects would be felt in every corner of the world, from small businesses in Latin America to mega corporations in the United States and Asia. It's a powerful reminder of how interconnected our world has become and how a single point of failure could disrupt the delicate balance of global trade. Behind the Panama Canal's shiny facade lies a story of sacrifice. During its construction, tens of thousands of workers, mainly from impoverished nations like Jamaica and Barbados, faced deadly diseases like malaria and yellow fever. Over 25,000 lives were lost, a grim cost for progress. Today, while the canal generates massive revenue, not everyone benefits. Many communities living near the canal still grapple with poverty, and environmental damage from shipping activities continues to impact their daily lives. The question lingers: who truly profits from the canal? And why are those who sacrifice the most often forgotten? On December 31st, 1999, a historic milestone was reached. The U.S. officially handed over control of the Panama Canal to Panama. This wasn't just a legal transfer, it was the culmination of decades of struggle for sovereignty and pride. Managing the canal became a source of national identity for Panama. But with this newfound autonomy came challenges: maintaining smooth operations, combating climate change impacts, and balancing national interests against international pressure. The Panama Canal today stands as both an economic engine and a testament to Panama's resilience. The Panama Canal isn't just an engineering marvel, it's a lesson in power, economics, and humanity. It shows us that every monumental achievement comes with sacrifices. As global trade grows increasingly interconnected, the canal's role is more critical than ever, but its future faces challenges, from environmental sustainability to political tensions. Ultimately, the Panama Canal reminds us that prosperity must be built on fairness and balance. What do you think the future holds for this iconic waterway? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Just Special Thing channel so you won't miss any exciting stories. See you in the next video.